Well, howdy there, sugars. Welcome to the EMS video training. We're going to be showing you some basic things that you will need to know while on the field. For this first part, we're going to be showing you some emotes that you can use while on the job. And here we have my assistant here right next to me, Mr. Molt, a fabulous EMS, I would say myself.
Alrighty there, sorry about that brief interruption there. I am Senior Paramedic Jason Malt. I've been here a little bit now. So we are going to start off with the typical emotes that you should and are able to use while out on the field. A couple of them are not required. It's really up to you if you want to use them. So we're going to start with one that when you get on call, if you really want to use this to enhance your roleplay situation a little bit. We'll go and show that off here.
Alright, the first emote that we got for you is our lovely medical bag. As you can see, it has paramedic on the side there. You can use this while on the scene of a medical call to at least have a fun little prop while you're doing your workout on the field.
Alrighty, and to come up next, we have another one that will help enhance your situation a little bit. It really depends if you want to do anything while you're out on the call before you bring them to Pillbox, and that's going to be Medic 2.
Medic 2 is a leaning emo, allows you to get up and close to the patient to check his injuries while you're at the medical call.
Alrighty, and then our next emote is going to come up to Mechanic. Now this one, you really only want to use this while you're at Pillbox and treating a patient that is on the bed. This is not required by us, none of these are, and we'll go ahead and show that off now.
There are different mechanic emotes that you can use. There's 1 through 4. I typically use 4, but to each their own. Everyone has a specific taste of which emote they like to use when working on a patient at the hospital. Alright. And if you are doing medical files, another emote that you can do is tablet number 2. So when you're filing for medical patients, you can do tablet number 2 to make it look like you're actually filing. On your keybind from 4 to 9 on your number pad. You can have any key binding you want to use for the medic, but it's to each their own. But always make sure you have these mechanic emote to work on patients. You can also set the tablet number 2 as your key binding as well, if you see fit.
Alrighty, and that's going to do it for our emote section.
Woohoo!
We are going to move on now to our callouts and proper radio etiquette. Typically, when you are on the radio, you want to stay in a formal voice and as proper as you can be. Alrighty, Miss Butters, do you want to go ahead and demonstrate a little bit there?
Of course. While you're on the job, you will be learning a set of 10 command codes that you will need to know while working as an EMS. Each 10 code has a different receiving message. 10-2 stands for receiving well. So if you're not sure if your radio is not working, you can do radio check. For example, so 100 radio check, and then
10-2.
Yep, and then you just wait and hear a proper response from another team member. When you hear 10-2, it means they have heard you loud and clear. 10-4 means you have received the message that has been given to you. Now, if you ever need to go AFK, or you're busy at a current medical call and cannot assist anyone else at the current time, you can put yourself as 10-6, stands for busy. You can also use this call if you're going to the store to refill on supplies, or going to the mechanic shop. 10:07 means you're going out of service, meaning you're clocking off duty for the rest of the night. 10:08 means you're going on duty, or you're getting back in action after you're done with a medical call. 10:09 means repeat. So if you think you have misheard someone through the radio, you can say 10:09 to ask them to repeat the message. Now, when someone asks you what your current 10:20 is, they're asking for your location. 10:21 means that you are being requested to join the Discord call. 10:22 means take no action. You mostly use this call out when you arrive to a medical call. If you see no one there or any injured personnel, you'll just 10:22 it and then go back to base. 10:23 stands for standby. If you're not sure if you need backup, you can request other partners to be on standby by saying 10:23. Next up, we have 10:97, means you have arrived at the scene. So every time you get to your medical call, always announce that you've made it to that medical call safely by saying 10:97. 10:200 stands for that you required the police at your current location. To do that, you can usually switch your radio channel to channel 1 and request an officer to the location. Now, if you're driving out and about and you see an abandoned cop car or an ambulance, you can call out for 1124 in dispatch. Now, if yourself or an officer calls out 1180, meaning you were just in a vehicle car accident. Hello and welcome to another training session of the video. In this part, we're going to be teaching you the right way of driving your ambulance and the wrong way. So first, we're going to show you the right way. In the driver's seat, we have my lovely assistant Malt.
Hello.
He's going to be showing you how to properly drive the ambulance when you're not going to a medical call. Meaning, you must follow all traffic laws. The only time it's acceptable will allow you to go code 2, meaning just driving with your lights on, is if you're traveling to one hospital to another, or if you're going from to the hospital to the police station.
Alrighty, so right there you saw that we stopped the red light and took it as it was a stop sign, being as those are the rules. And then we correctly turned onto the on-ramp, made a proper merge. That is what you should do as you are going up the highway. If you are not going up the highway, you typically still want to follow all road laws throughout the cities. And we're going to continue to Sandy Shores to show you some of proper driving.
Also keep a note, if you are speeding down the road and breaking traffic laws without your lights on, cops will pull you over and they will give you a ticket. Now, if you have probable cause of why you're driving fast with your lights on, if it's for good reason, then it's allowed. If you're driving around in the city with your lights on, do not fully go in full speed mode unless you're going to a medical call. Alright. While you're on your medical call, you are to always be driving with your lights and sirens on. You can go as fast as you can to get to your call, but be careful of how you drive or to the point you don't cause yourself into an accident or crash into other people. So always be aware of your surroundings at all times. So up next, what I'm going to show you is what not to do when driving your ambulance while on duty. One of them is driving off-road in your ambulance. When we have a medical call that's off-road or up on a cliff in the mountains, do not do this. The ambulance is not built for off-roading. If you need to go off-road for a medical call, what you need to do is spawn out the Gator, which is currently our only our off-road vehicle at this time. Up next, please do not, like I said, do not drive at incredible speed with your lights on just to get to one place to another. You always want to drive with caution and follow all traffic laws. Another thing I will not allow, if you are chilling at the hospital and bored, and if you want to drift your ambulance around the hospital for fun, that is not allowed. The only time I will allow you to drift with your ambulance is if you're going to a medical call. If drifting helps you get to corners a lot more easier, then that is fine. Alright, this next part of the training is showing you how to handle medical calls and how to get to the medical call. Malt here is going to be my assistant. I'm going to knock him on his butt and he's going to give me a medical call. Any last words, Malt?
Ouch.
Alright, that noise you just heard is a medical call coming in. When you get a medical call, you want to hit your U key and then hit your right arrow key to select the call that came in. You can hit H to delete it when you're done with the medical call. So you're going to hit G onto your keyboard and it will give you a GPS. As you can see here on the map, it gives you a purple line that shows you where that medical call is coming from. Always check to see where that medical call is at, because you never know when you might need to go to an off-road medical call. Once you get to the medical call, always announce that you're going to that medical call and announce when you have arrived. Now if you hit F6 is our EMS menu. You always want to make sure you have med kits on you. Once you get to them, you're going to ask your patient of what happened to them to get some kind of sort of idea what injuries they may have endured. Mr. Maltz, sir, what happened to you?
I got my ass beat by a flashlight.
Well, ain't that unfortunate. Alright, after you know what their injuries are, you go ahead and hit F6 and you're going to click on Revive. This will help the player, or patient as we would call them, back up on their feet. Alright, now here we are coming up to the hospital here at Sandy Hospital. Don't really care which end that you pull up into. Hit Q to hit both your lights and the siren to turn them off. And you're going to ask politely for the patient to step out of the vehicle.